If Trump gets elected again, if he has a second term, what would he do? Well, there is a prominent MAGA influencer who's been answering that question, and the answer is pretty scary if you ask me. Here's Mike Davis, who is not just some random podcaster in a basement, okay? He ran the judicial confirmations for Chuck Grassley when Donald Trump put through Brett Kavanaugh into the Supreme Court. He worked for Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch. He worked in the Bush administration. The dude would have a high-ranking role in a Trump administration if he wanted it. Here's what Mike Davis said a second Trump term would look like. There'd be 5 lists. Number 1, fire tons of people in the executive branch. A lot of government workers lose their jobs.
List number 1, we're going to fire. We're going to fire a lot of people in the executive branch, the deep state.
The deep state. 2, indict the whole Biden family. Hunter, James, President Joe Biden, obviously.
Number 2, we're going to indict. We're going to indict Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and James Biden and every other scumball, sleazeball Biden.
Number 3, deport 10 plus million people, including anchor babies, quote unquote, who are legal residents of this country, and put kids back in cages.
Number 3, we're going to deport. We're going to deport a lot of people, 10 million people and growing, anchor babies, their parents, their grandparents. We're going to put kids in cages. It's going to be glorious.
Number 4, have a DC gulag of some kind and detain people at Gitmo.
We're going to detain a lot of people in the DC gulag and Gitmo.
Number 5, pardon every January 6th defendant, pardon the insurrectionists.
Every January 6th defendant is going to get a pardon.
When he was challenged about this, he was gleefully retweeting people that were talking about how crazy this was, saying, fact check true, we would do this in another Trump term. Some people might say that, this is just inflammatory rhetoric. This is just somebody that is exaggerating or going overboard. I don't know. The Muslim ban last time that was suggested during the campaign, that was just inflammatory rhetoric. And then Trump actually tried to make the Muslim ban happen. Luckily, in his first term, he had a handful of quasi-normal people around him that would put the brakes on these crazy ideas. If he gets in again next time, Trump isn't going to have any of those normal people around him. He is only going to appoint sycophants. He's only going to appoint people like Mike Davis, who say that they are loyal to him, who go on TV and just give the Trump line. That's what Trump's looking for. Trump's looking for people that have the qualifications for the job, have the look for the job, can go on TV and make the case for him, and then will actually execute his insane policy suggestions. So I think that dismissing Mike Davis and dismissing these planks as, as just some guy on the internet, just some crazy person, this would never actually really happen. No, this stuff would actually happen if Trump gets elected again. What he is running on is being your retribution. And he would be looking for people to go work in the government who would be the tip of the spear, who would actually enact the retribution for him. And Mike Davis is laying out 5 very specific planks that are unbelievably scary, anti-constitutional, but exactly the kind of thing Trump would be looking for. We should make sure that Republicans, small government Republicans, who are not looking for a government that targets political enemies, who are not looking for an authoritarian regime, these regular Republicans should know about the plans being put forth by people like Mike Davis, because that should scare them into not supporting Donald Trump next time. The threats are great. These threats are real. These people might be clowns on the internet, but if Trump gets in next time, clowns on the internet are going to be running the government.